We have wide range of professional training programs, certifications, and consulting services in the IT and cyber security domain. Okay, so basically we are specialized, high quality technical services, various certifications, if required, customized training programs. Okay, with professionals of more than 15 years of experience in all the domains. More detail, you may please visit our website infosectrain.com. Okay, these are our trusted clients. As you can see, we have multiple clients, major, some of the top five: Ericsson, EY, Tata, Emphasis, PepsiCo, Bank of America. Okay, now why a infosec training? Okay, so we are very well known, across the globe. Okay, we have certified and experienced instructors. Okay, we offer flexible modes of training. Okay, online, one-to-one in a batch. Okay, most important, we also provide access to the recorded sessions. Okay, we tailor made training as per the needs of individual corporates. Okay, and definitely we offer support after completion of the training. Okay, here you can see we have our training partners. Okay, which is Microsoft, CompTIA, ISACA, PECB, IAP, many more. Okay, so throughout the presentation, throughout the session, I would the questions I would ask, you may please reply on the chat. So very first, as you know, this webinar is for, title Think Like an Auditor, Mastering the Mindset for Effective Auditing. Okay. A quick question to anyone who is interested to answer. What do you mean by mindset? Let's understand what's a mindset in very simple terms. Okay. Okay. Basically, mindset, in simple words, it is nothing but an attitude, an approach that an individual takes forward, in their work. Okay. So we should always, our mindset should be such, we should always be very eager to learn new things. Okay. And, with persistence and determination. So few of them, they are from IT audit background. I saw a few of them from GRC risk. It's very nice to have, so many learned people, vast experience. Okay. Another quick question. So our next slide will be agenda that will be covering today. Okay. So for us to, be a mindset of an auditor, okay, what we need, okay, I would like to have your attention on this slide. Okay, these are the agenda that we are going to cover. Structured approach to verify the criteria. Jyoti, thank you. Perfect. Okay, so agenda will be, we will go through what is, inquisitive or curious mind, high standards of integrity, using analytical skills to examine information, interpretation, and presentation. Srinivasan, compliance to requirements. Okay, great. Okay. Third agenda is adaptable to existing and emerging technologies in business environments. Okay. Good teamwork and an excellent communicator. You know, the last line before the CISA domains and the relevance to auditing. Friends, I would like to, put more stress here. Okay. The first five lines, yes, they are important. On an excellent communicator. Communication skills are very critical when you, are of the mindset of an auditor. Okay. One of the very critical job of auditor is to be an effective communicator, because auditor has to deal with multiple people, higher management, managers, analysts. Fine. Finally, when we finish the first, the agenda, first 5 points, I will take you to the CISA domains and the relevance to auditing. The full form of CISA is Certified Information Systems Auditor. That recognize you once you have cleared the certification, that you are effective in carrying out audits. Okay, and it's conducted by an organization known as ISACA. Full form of ISACA is Information Systems Audit and Control Association. In the next slide, I will take you through some basic terms. Okay, we'll try to cover four terms. I'm sure everyone has heard this term risk, because I see there are some professional years they belong to risk, right? Okay. So the simple definitions of the risk is potential events that may impact the entity. Fine. So risk is nothing but potential events that may impact the entity. Fine. The next definition we are going to see the term. Okay. So what is an audit, friends? Let's understand. Okay. So audit is nothing but information technology audits determine whether IT controls protect corporate assets, ensure data integrity, and are aligned with the business overall goals. Can someone tell me what we mean by controls? Maybe there are some people from here who are from non-IT background. So control is nothing but to safeguard. You can say certain things, right? Auditee is the subject of the audit. That is the person or organization that is being audited. Okay, I'm just taking you through basic definitions. Okay, auditor. Who is auditor? The auditor is the person who evaluates and assesses an organization's information technology systems, processes, and controls to ensure that they comply with relevant regulatory, legal, and industry standards, and that they operate efficiently. Let's move to the next slide. So, can I seek everyone's attention, because next slide is very important. Okay, to set your tone for how an auditor's mindset should be. Okay, friends. Basically, there are four pillars of curiosity. Okay, the first is, and this we are talking about. What should be the quality of auditors? How his mindset should be. Okay, so what does this mean? Asking the right questions. Okay, an auditor mindset should be always, he should be always curious to know things, as some of you have rightly said, to eager to know things, right? During the audit, okay, while interviewing the auditee, asking the right questions, because unless the auditor knows what you have, he cannot audit that certain thing, right? Active listening, very important. Okay, unless he listens in a very completely and knows what the auditee wants to say, uh, auditor has to understand what are the different processes that an organization has, the business in terms of organizational context. Okay, analyzing information. Fine. So this was one of the pillars, and under that pillar we have four items. Okay, so everyone is clear. Second pillar is resourceful. An auditor's mindset should be, he should be having multi-faced approach. Okay, you say, right? When I say multi-faced approach, seeing from all angles, right? If he's analyzing data, he should not see only from one perspective, from all the perspectives. And this is what his, auditor's skills come. Okay, detailed orientation. Fine. So when auditor is analyzing, auditing something for an organization, irrespective of any domain, be it's a banking, telecom, okay, he should do a detailed orientation with the auditee, understand what is their business context, right? Perfect. Courageous. Okay. Okay. So courageous means he has to be confident, on the part which he's auditing. Okay. For example, he's auditing, let's say, one process called as stakeholders with clarity. Perfect. Okay. When I say courageous, under courageous, there are three things that come. One is confident. Okay. He should be confident on what he is asking about. Challenge a status quo. Okay. Not hesitant. Srinivasan, thank you. Now, status quo, what does it mean, friends? See, I'm asking questions, yes, but because I want to make you to think, be curious what it is. Whatever you can answer, answer it. You can answer in a chance. What do you mean by status quo in simple words? Current state. Okay, challenge current state. What does that mean, my friends? Challenge status quo means if the current state is not as per the, uh, you know, uh, as per the policies or procedures, the auditor has to challenge it. He cannot be just a mute spectator, right? Okay, challenging by any situation. Thank you, Neha. Perfect. Okay, advocate. Advocate. The best practices. Fine. So this was about the courageous. Okay, resilient. Okay, so under resilient, we have 3 points: persistent, adaptable, focused. Okay, persistent, one of the important quality of an auditor. Continuing. Thank you, Adila. So, what does persistent means? So, it is nothing in simple English. You can say consisting to do something or to try to do something, even though it is very difficult in getting it done, or some other people want to stop you from doing it. Okay, he has to keep trying. Thank you, Manish. Adaptable. Okay, okay. And curious mind of an auditor should be adaptable to evolving technologies, which is very important. Okay, focused. Stay focused on what is being audited in terms of organizational context. Fine. So one question to all. Please listen. Okay, for an auditor, okay, or one who is auditing, is it something special required to be curious? What is curious mind? Okay, curious mind is nothing but I'm neither especially clever nor specially gifted. I'm only very, very curious. Very important, point here. An auditor should be always curious to know things, new things, to learn new things. Fine. Okay. I'll read it again. I am neither especially clever. Yes. Thank you, Manju. Nor specially gifted. I am only very, very curious. So, friends, does it takes something very special to be curious, or is it very tough to be curious? So, this is said by a great person called as Albert Einstein. Okay, a curious mind. You don't need to be very special, even if you are from non-IT background. You want to start your career in auditing. You want to do CISA certification. You need to be very curious to know things. Okay, if you don't know, you need to be curious to learn things. You need to be curious to ask questions. Ask 100 times, no issues. But you need to be curious. Fine. Okay. So next, let's move to the next slide. High standards of integrity. Okay. Chat box. What is integrity in as per your understanding? In simple words, I'm keep asking questions because I want to think you like an I want you to be very curious to maintain the state. Okay. Okay. Retains values. Anand. Thank you, Anand. Sharat. Unchanged. Okay. Be truthful to self and others. Thank you, Manju. Perfect. Okay. Great. In the next section, we'll see, you know, what an auditor, okay, should do to maintain, the integrity. Fine. Okay. Perform the work with honesty, diligence, and responsibility. Okay. So an auditor should never be, when I say honesty, of course, yes, that is required. Diligence, because a friend's auditor reports directly to the higher management. Okay, there is a lot of dependency and lot of expectations from him. So definitely, an auditor should work with honesty, diligence, and responsibility. He should not come under any pressure. Okay, observe and comply with any applicable legal requirements. This point is very important, friends. Why? Let's say you are, you know, doing an audit for certain organizations which has a branch in another country. Let's say Europe. Okay. Before, starting the audit, of course, the auditor has to know the organizational context and, very important, the legal requirements. Okay. Each country has its own legal requirements. Okay. Example, mandatory law and regulatory comply. Perfect. Thank you, Anand. Okay. GDPR. GDPR, which country it is? European Union. Thank you. Great. So happy to see you all are, very curious. Fine. Great. That's that's the quality an auditor should have. Perfect. Demonstrate competence while performing the work. Okay. Very important. Auditor, has to demonstrate his competence. The work should be performed, what he's auditing about. Okay. Using his all experience. Okay. And competence, his skills. He should be very impartial, in impartial manner. Okay. Fair and unbiased. Okay. Can someone say what, why it is required in impartial manner? I just explained something in the first. Manju, great. Independent. Due diligence. Gautam, great. Fine. Yeah, unbiased. Jyoti, great. So impartial means if he's auditing something, okay, he should not be, favoring someone, in very simple words. Okay, irrespective, the auditee is a known person or friend. No, an auditor has to work in a very impartial way. Okay, fair, unbiased. Fine, in all the dealings. Let's go to the next point. Okay, be sensitive to any influences, whatever the influences, whoever wants to influence the auditor. Okay, he should not be under any influence that may be exerted on their judgment while carrying out an audit. An auditor needs to be completely independent without any influence. Okay, again I will repeat, auditor reports to board of directors. Okay, to the higher management. They are not specific, or they are not reporting to any specific business unit, let's say IT. No, otherwise the whole sole purpose of audit is gone. Fine. Okay, next slide, friends. We are going to see something very important, point: analytical skills. Before I, move to the, sub points in it, analytical skills. So analytical thinking is nothing but, it's in a simple words, I will say, it is a mental process that involves taking, complex information, fine, or data, and turning it into something very meaningful. These skills are very important. Okay, examine information, interpretation, and presentation. Okay, can someone please, quickly tell me what is interpretation and why I have marked in red? Interpretation, why it is important for an auditor? Examine information, interpretation, and presentation. Okay, as I told you, explaining. Thank you so much. Very important. Why? The more correct interpretation of facts by the auditor, the more effective reporting. Fine. And finally, the presentation. If the facts are interpreted accurately, more effective is the reporting. Okay. Note this. You can note it somewhere. This is one of the techniques. We call it as a auditor. Okay. It's used by the auditor. Observer, D for document, proper documentation, interview, technical analysis. Okay. During interview, what does an auditor do? He should, interview multiple people. Okay. Gather all the relevant information, technical analysis, technical detail, ask relevant questions. Okay. So this is the technique, used by, an auditor. Analyze data and identify patterns and trends that could indicate potential issues. So here, friends, auditor, it's not just only analyzing data. Okay. He has to, use his skills to identify patterns and trends, that could indicate, potential issues. Okay. Use data to understand problems, identify potential solutions, and suggest the solution that's most likely to have the desired impact. Okay, so auditors has to use all his skills, to understand, use data to understand problems, identify potential solutions, and finally suggest the solutions that most likely to have the desired impact, recommendations. Okay, adapt to existing and emerging technologies in business environments. Friends, business, doesn't remain on the same technology forever. And today's world, technology is evolving very fast. So for the auditor, he has to adapt to existing as well as the emerging technologies. Now, in today's world, artificial intelligence, blockchain, there are so many technologies, right? Mainly AI. So automation, Shankar. Thank you, Shankar. Great. So auditor has to adapt himself to the emerging technologies. Very important. Okay. Before I go to the next line, okay, uh, I will stress more on this. Okay, be an excellent communicator and a good team player. Again, communication, okay, very critical. Sorry, it's very critical for an auditor. An auditor has to deal with multiple people, okay, from different units. Okay, effective communication is very critical for an auditor. Okay, when he's gathering information, interview people, okay, have meetings with them. Fine. Fine. Guys, any question before I move to the next slide? You can put it on how AI is supporting audit function. Be helpful. Okay. Okay. How AI is supporting audit function. Fine. Now there are some tools. There is one detailed chapter in CISA domain. Okay. Uh, okay. Anyone is from banking domain here or telecom domain? Shankar, prioritizing common risk. Yeah. Let's say in banking audits, there are, millions of transactions, right? Will it be possible for an auditor, okay, for an effective auditing and analyzing the data to based, to work on that, such a huge data on manual process like sampling? Okay, same thing. Jatin, great, thank you. Same in telecom. In telecom domain, the data, it's, bits, bytes, millions of data. So what will be the AI's role? Okay, artificial, it will, help auditor in, converting that data into something very meaningful in no amount of time. Okay, that will enable the auditor to interpret the facts. Okay, again I will give stress more on communication. Very critical skills. You have to communicate, you have to talk to people. Information, no one will disclose information. You look, okay, this just give, unless you go talk to them, communicate, build network. Okay, Next slide is the last point where we, okay, thank you, Manish. Where I will explain you CISA domains and the relevance to auditing. Fine. Okay. So CISA, once again, it stands for Certified Information Systems Auditor. When I say CISA domains, it has 5 domains. We'll see it now. Okay. And how each domain is relevant to auditing. In CISA exam, we have 5 domains. Okay. The first one, information systems auditing process. Okay. How it is relevant to auditing. It affirms your credibility to offer conclusions on the state of an organization's ISIT. IS means information systems, security risk and control solutions. Okay. The domain weightage in terms of CISA exam is 18%. So there are total 150 questions in CISA exam. So out of 150 questions, 18% is the weightage is for this first domain. Fine. Second domain, governance and management of IT. Okay. I will just mark this as a star. You can note it's very important. Okay. Governance. This domain is there in CISA exam. This domain is everywhere. Okay. In CISA exam, CISM exam, and there is a separate certification, in governance by ISACA. Okay. How it is relevant to auditing? Confirms to stakeholders, okay, your abilities to identify critical issues and recommend enterprise specific practice to support and safeguard the governance of information and related technologies. This word you will find everywhere in CISA, CRISC, CISM, and another certification CJIT. Customers, owners, associated parties, asset owner, who is somehow involved in a project. Okay, this term is very commonly used in project management. Again, stakeholder is a person, okay, who is related to an project. Let's say an auditor is auditing something. First thing is he has also identified the relevant stakeholder, concerned people, or in another terms I can say interested parties. Fine. So how this domain governance and management of IT is relevant to the auditing, because it confirms to stakeholders auditors abilities to identify critical issues, okay, and safeguard the governance of information related technologies. Again, this domain has 18% of weightage out of 150 questions. Clear? Moving to domain 3, information systems acquisition, development and implementation. Okay. Domain 4, information systems operations and business resilience. Okay. Domain 3, domain 4. Okay, information systems acquisition, development and implementation. Domain 4, information systems operations and business resilience. So this is a proof of not only of your auditor's competency in IT controls, but also your understanding of how IT relates to business. Okay, here, can anyone just tell me why I have marked in red and what does it mean? Why it is required? Think, be curious. How IT relates to business. So see, IT has to be in sync with the business always. IT cannot be in a different path, and business cannot be in a different path. Okay. So IT has to be in sync with the goals, business goals. Okay. So this domain 3, domain 4, domain 3 weightage is 12% and domain 4 26%. Right. So out of 150, you can see 26%. Yeah, Jyoti, thank you. Okay. So you can see approximate this domain has domain 4 and domain 5 has maximum weightage, which is 26%. Okay. Okay. Domain 5, a protection of information assets. Okay. Cyber security. Understanding its principles, best practices, and pitfalls, drawbacks is a major focus here. Okay. Fine. This domain. Okay. Can someone tell me what is information security? What is information security in simple words? We'll try, go a very simple security of all form of information. Thank you, Srinivasan. Sorry, protecting information asset, protecting organ data. Okay, great. Okay, data security. And what is cyber security? Ah, no, someone typed to protect CIA. Can he type again? I did not say get a chance to see his name. Yeah, CIA protects your digital assets. Perfect, Srinivasan. So, what is the difference between information security and cyber security? This information, this you'll get questions in CISA and in CISM as well. Okay, CS is a CS is subset of information security. Perfect, Srinivasan. Thank you. Subpart of great. So, can I say information security is an umbrella and cyber security is one subset of it? Can I? Perfect, perfect. So, this has 26% of weightage. You are curious to know, you are curious to learn, right? That's an important, very critical quality of an auditor. Okay. Example, auditor is not, in some, he's doing an inspection of some technical processes. Okay. How he can, know if you want, if he's not getting, if he's not understanding the process, he has to be curious to know. He has to use interview techniques to talk to people who are responsible for managing the technical part. Okay. Let's go to the next slide. So, one common question I'm sure everyone has in his her mind, Khalid, are there any major updates to the new CISA job practice? You want to know? Yes. Okay. So here, domain one, information systems and auditing process. Non-IT, no idea. Ankit. Ankit, no worries. If you are even non-IT, it's okay. Be curious. You can learn anything. Be curious to learn. Be curious to know things. Be curious to talk to people. It's okay. Even if you're non-IT background, CISA exam syllabus is such. It's in detail. If whenever you do CISA training, there are detailed explanation in all 5 domains. You don't have to worry. Okay, fine. Give me 1 second, friends. Laser. Okay. Now, information systems auditing process. In 2019, now everyone, mind will be very curious to know what is the exact change. Just let me take you to through it. 2019 ECO stands for exam content outline. Okay, ECO. Let me change the pointer. I think there is a latency. Pen. Okay. Okay. So 2019 ECO exam content outline and 2024 exam content outline. Okay. Okay. Okay, guys. Give me 1 second. Okay. So domain one, 2019, it was 21% overall weightage. 2024, it's 18. So what is the change, guys? You can see in the last column change is they have reduced it to -3. Okay, 18%. Okay. Domain 2, governance and management of IT. 2019, it was 17. 2024, it's 18. +1. No change in domain 3. Domain 4, information systems, operations and business resilience. 2019 ECO, exam content outline, it was 23%. Now it's 26%. So increase of +3. Finally, domain 5, protection of information assets. Okay. 2019, it was 27%. 2024, the latest, it's 26. So -1. So overall, if you see, no, there is no major change. I can say somewhere around 2 to 3% changes. Okay. Okay. Syllabus details. It's okay. You go to you can get either two places. You go to infosectrend.com. They will domain wise. They will tell you on the website. Huh? And the bottom you see infosectrend.com. You go there. It's detailed, contents are there. You can also visit www.isaka.org. You will see the details of it. Okay, Siv. Thank you. Thank you. Is anyone interested to know questions like is audit work experience mandatory? Thank you, Manju. Audit work experience is mandatory to appear for CISA exam. Khalid, what if I don't have any experience in audit prior? I don't have any experience in this type of certifications. Friends, you want to know? Yes, sir. Yes, great. So that means what? When is your up? Okay. So someone asked me upcoming batches of CISA. You can visit infosectrend.com. You have batches. Upcoming batch, Anas, I think it's starting from 8th, right? That is full. And another is on June only. Sir, please read my question. It's on top. See, domain 2, governance and management of IT. It's a detailed explanation about governance, as well as there are two parts in domain 2. One, governance, and part management of IT. Detailed explanation. Okay, you did not, need to know governance first, do governance first, and then you can do CISA. No, if you are interested in CISA, even if you are novice, new to CISA, the syllabus is, designed in such a way. You see the domain one in, logical order, right? Governance and information system auditing, governance and management of IT, and so on. Okay. Can existing materials, CRM 27th edition, be used to prepare for the exam? Yes, you can use it. Okay. How much days, months is required for CISA exam preparation? Okay. So this, how much time? I mean, in the number of days or months is required for CISA exam preparation. Guys, it all depends on how many hours daily you can give. What about ITAG? It is required for CISA. Uh, Knowledge is required in it, but CISA exam doesn't test ITAG. Okay, clear? Okay. Question 3: how much time is required? It all depends on what is your strategy. Okay. So my advice, when you join the CISA course, from the end of the CISA course last date of, infosec training will give you all the recordings. They have support till the time you cover the exam. uh, a separate group is created on WhatsApp or Telegram. The trainers will be there to support you. There will be a single point of contact for you if you need any help. Okay. So my advice, from the date when you complete the course, you should do it in 2 months. Okay, maximum. Because if it goes, having a fair understanding. Yes, definitely, Jyoti. Yes, it will be helpful. New ISO 27001, it has around 94 controls, which is ISO 27001 2022. ISO 27001 2013, it had, I think, 114 controls. Yes, definitely it will help you. Okay, 114, great. So my memory is good, huh? Thanks. Okay. See, the even if you have done ISO, 27000, definitely it will be helpful. But as I said, you, to be an auditor, you need to be very curious. Okay, curiosity, communication skills, build the network, talk to people, listen them, interviews. Okay, fine. Question 4: what is the best strategy to prepare for CISA exam? Okay. Now, see, strategy, it all depends on individual. How many hours he can give daily? What is his understanding of audit process? Okay, but let me tell you one thing, friends. Okay, Even if you are from non-IT background and you are willing to you know start your career in auditing, okay, CISA doesn't require that you should be from, yes, being from IT background will be helpful, okay, but it's not that if you don't have any background of previous background of auditing, you cannot appear for CISA, you cannot study. No, you have to work hard, definitely. The syllabus that is covered in detail for all the 5 domains, CISA review manual, that will make you to prepare for CISA exam.